Hey everybody, it's me, Eric Comley, Garrard County 4-H Youth Development Agent, and I am gonna do an on the ground. So my family and I, we've been on vacation. We're actually here in Florida, and we're gonna be heading back. But while I was here, I thought I would spend just a few minutes and actually take a look at one of the really cool plants that if you're traveling to a beach, this would be one that you may see, especially if you're going to be ranging somewhere between Texas all the way up into the Carolinas. So this is really kind of a unique plant. Now I will go ahead and forewarn you that grasses, sedges, rushes, any of our graminoids, those are by far, I feel like, the most challenging because there's not a lot of identifying features, or at least for me, it's not one of those things that like when I look at the plant, it becomes very difficult for me to pick out specifics. Now there are some that that are easier than others, but generally grasses are one of the more challenging plants for me to pick out. So that particular family is the Poaceae family, and it is the 5th largest family in the world. So there's about 12,000 different species of grasses in the world, and this just happens to be one of those that ever since I was in college and took a class on spring break, and we got the chance to see this, and I got to learn a little bit more about it. It was kind of just one of those unique plants that I wanted to do one of these for. So I'm here, and I might as well do it. So this plant is called sea oats, and let me see if I can get you all just a little bit closer there and let you all see those. So this is sea oats. Scientific name for this one is Uniola paniculata. Now that's as I know it. And the plant itself, we do have there is some connection to Kentucky. So at one point we had what is called river oat, or we still do have river oats, or wild oats, and they were in the Uniola genus as well, but I think that has changed, and it's maybe Chasmanthium or something like that, but it's Chasmanthium paniculata, or I think it may be latifolia or latifolium. Okay, so but this one is Uniola paniculata, and the really cool thing about this one is the importance to its particular habitat. So I'm going to kind of show you. I'm going to just kind of look down the beach, and you could see it growing all along the edges here. Okay, so as far as the importance is concerned, it is a big-time stabilizer of the dunes that you see here on the beach. It has an incredible rhizomatous root system that goes underneath the ground. It also has a very shallow root system, so it has a deep root system that helps it kind of hold these dunes and this beach area, this high beach area, especially as you get back towards the land. It holds this beach area kind of in place. So the root system of that, and you can see and I'm going to walk through, I'm not actually in one of the dunes, but you can see all of the sprouts that are coming out there. And so the deep root system of that is actually holding this dune together, which is incredibly important because, as you're well aware of, if you've been to the beach, or if you haven't, you know, there's a ton of wind, and you can probably hear it in the camera right now, but there's a ton of wind. And then of course you're going to get salt spray, and then you're going to get storms. You're going to get all kinds of things that are actually going to push up on the beach, and so it would be very easy for this system, this ecosystem, which is extremely fragile, to just erode away, just to kind of go away. But with the help of, you know, this particular grass, it doesn't, you know, it's able to hold on to the system here, so it's able to kind of hold together the sand and everything here, and to give it's almost very similar to, like, there's mangrove forests here, and so it does a great job of kind of blocking and holding on to the area that it's at. Now I've given you a lot of information, and I apologize, but so let's do some of the things that we normally do. So Uniola, let's do the etymology of the name. Uniola comes from Latin, which means union or one, and so usually you see these kind of single stalks like this that will come up, and that may be where it came from, but there's no kind of definitive thing. Paniculata So the epithet or the species name that comes that means tufts, and so so you can see some of the tufts on the species as you see here. Okay, so very tall plant. You know, it has leaves. The leaves themselves can get up to 24 inches, so that's 2 feet. There's several that are here that are probably, as far as the plant is concerned, well over, you know, probably 5.5 feet, 6 feet tall. So really just kind of an incredible plant. More than anything, it's about the ecosystem and how it protects that ecosystem. So just an amazing plant. You can see the oat-like structures. And the cool thing about this one, the cool thing about this plant is that rhizomatous root system that I was talking about earlier. As it moves through, like if this plant falls over, and you can see the nodes that you see here. So these kind of connection points that are right there. Let me see if I can get a little bit closer. Those nodes. So as this plant, like if a strong storm or something comes through, blows it over, very quickly it will reroot itself and can and go ahead and set up that once again that rhizomatous root system to hold everything in place. So I just wanted to point this one out. As far as human uses are concerned, really the biggest use is the protection of the habitat and the stabilization of the soil or sand that we see here. The other, there's no, as far as food or medicinal values or things like that, there's no real purpose there. There's no livestock. There's no need for livestock, or you know, they don't eat on it. There's some that will graze on it, but it doesn't have any real nutritional value, so it's not really as necessary. There are some, of course, there are bird species that will feed on it as well, and then there's a mouse that lives here in Florida. I think it's called an old field mouse, from what I had read, that it will actually feed on it as well. So as far as wildlife is concerned, fairly limited, but once again, it's about the habitat and the ability for it to stabilize our beach systems here. So once again, I'm going to kind of point down, let you all see all the way down the beach, and you can see this protected habitat, and it is an endangered plant, and so this is all protected habitat that we're kind of in right now, that it's holding together. So thank you all very much. I sure do appreciate it. I know this is kind of out of the ordinary, not the typical beautiful orchids and wildflowers, but you know, with these kinds of plants, regardless of how beautiful it might be, and you know, I think this one is equally as beautiful. It's the functionality of it that's really important. So I hope that you all have a wonderful rest of your summer. I'll try and get out and do a couple more to finish up the summer and continue to do these. So this is, if you have any questions for me, feel free to contact me. My my email address is eric, eric.comley, COMLEY @uky.edu. You can also follow us on the Garrard County 4-H Facebook page. Thank you all very much. This is Eric Comley on the ground, and this is from the family Poaceae, Uniola, paniculata, sea oats. All right, thank you all very much.